You may start.
All right. I'm Tiffany. I'm the CPI 7th grade chair. Tiffany Richardson. Elizabeth Larson is not able to be here quite yet. I know she'll be here in a little bit, but she is not here to start this off. So I offered to do that for her. Just some quick things, and then we can jump into Dr. Christensen's school improvement plan. We had Teacher Appreciation Week last week. That went really well. It sounds like it went well throughout the district. A lot of fun things specifically at Indian Hills included lunches, cookies, and breakfast pizzas. So got a lot of fun notes about that. That was super exciting. We also had the Teacher Appreciation Recognition Reception, where we honored 400. Actually, there were 400 plus attendees at the Embassy Club West, and we honored, I want to say 120-ish retirees and milestone celebrations, anything over the year of 15 on the fives. So it was a great time. And we also had a lot of good feedback for that as far as district news. So May is a very busy month and 2 weeks left. Time flies. And I think that that's all we really have on our end. So if you want to take it over with the school improvement plan and anything else you have to share.
Sure. First of all, I want to thank CPI and you, Tiffany, specifically about everything that with student appreciation, teacher appreciation last week. Outstanding. Starting off on Monday with the We Love Our Teachers and the signs out front. Every day I think they felt pampered. They thoroughly enjoyed their week, and I just can't thank all of you enough for everything that you did. They deserve to be pampered that way, and that was awesome. So thank you.
Good, my pleasure. And Joe Trigresser was really helpful also. He was on that part. So yeah.
Yes. Today I want to talk about the school improvement plan and talk about the last few days of school. And then we can also talk about the 8th grade party. Mr. Sinram will get on here in a second. He had to go. We have some students going down to help with state track. So we have some 8th grade girls that were involved in track, went down and helped this morning. And then we had a different crew helping this afternoon. So great opportunity for them to have an experience of being at state track and having all those people there. And we're really happy that we're able to do that. All right, school improvement plan. I was just looking through it. I'm really excited about the data so far. Okay. And does it say it's sharing now?
We can see it. It's not in presentation mode, but we can see it. If you want to hit slideshow to your upper right, that will make it bigger, but this works too.
Okay, I got to switch to a different tab. See, this is where I was at before. All right. I usually do not have trouble with this, but I am today. Here we go. Slide.
The slideshow. Oh yeah, you can do it that way too. There you go. Slideshow on the top.
All right. So I've shared our school improvement goals before. So this is kind of just telling you what we've done through this school year. We have a goal around academics, one around attendance, and one around behavior. Our first goal around academics, our goal is that 90% of the students are proficient or are developing the skills towards proficiency in all of their priority standards. That basically means that 90% of the grades that students have are A's, B's, or C's. And if we're doing our effective grading correctly, that shows that students have reached mastery or are getting towards proficiency, are very close to proficiency in all of their standards. Looking at the data, you can see kind of the distribution here, and I've gone through and I've done the math. So for 7th grade, if we add up, the brown is incompletes and the red are F's. So I'm trying to add up just what's here in the middle, and it looks like we're meeting the goal for 7th grade, but we're just shy of the goal for 8th grade. And really, we thought of this as a stretch goal so that we're making in 7th grade, we're really excited about. And we know that all of these incompletes need to change to a grade. We also know right now we're doing a lot of interventions to move grades up from Fs to Ds and Ds to Cs and Cs to Bs. A lot of interventions going on. I feel like we're going to be maybe just short of this goal, but we're going to be awfully close. Awfully close. It looks like we're at about 85 with 8th grade, and we're just a little over 90 with 7th grade. So a lot of work goes into that. This next slide just shows the distribution, and what we want to see is pretty equal looking purple, blue, green. We want to see that that's pretty equal across all races, and we have that. That also is not normal. It's not a normal phenomenon. It's something that we've purposely worked on, making sure that all students have access to learning. It's what we do in Encore. It's what we do with also what we do in classrooms. Our MTSS system, which is multi-tiers of systems and supports, is very strong, which is why we've been moved off the targeted list. And all of our subgroups are growing. And so this is another huge celebration. These two slides don't really show us a lot. I'm going to go right down to attendance. So our attendance goal is 91% of the students will be at or above 90% attendance rate as measured by Infinite Campus. You can kind of see how we've gone up and down this year. You see we had some sickness coming right before winter break. Here you can see that our students, on average, 7th graders attend 94.5% of the time. 8th graders attend 93.5% of the time. So you would think that our chronically absent, which is what we're trying to get 91%, would be in the 90%, but it's not. This tells us our subgroups. We also want to look and see, is there no huge discrepancy across subgroups for their average daily attendance? And there isn't. That's also a success. We really worked especially on our Hispanic population, and that's risen. Really happy about that. So where are we? So chronically absent means they can't miss more than 10% of the time. So our percentage is 81.5, which means we're about 10% below what our goal is. Last year, I think we were 83. We're still battling students not coming back from COVID. We've turned students and families into Polk County Attorney's Office for truancy. We've greeted students, we've met with parents, we've done everything we possibly can, and this is where we are. We're going to keep working at it, but this is not a goal we're going to make. We will continue to work at it. Again, now looking at that chronic absent across all of our subgroups, it looks like 2 or more we need to keep an eye on. That's something that's just dipped recently. And I don't know how many students we have in that subgroup, but it's something that we'll look at more this summer. Our third goal is behavior. We're looking at 95% of our students have 2 or fewer office referrals. This is a goal that we've been making because we have a very strong PBIS system. PBIS is positive behaviors, interventions, and supports. It's part of MTSS. And when you hear us talk about our PBIS school-wide rules, it's show your tiger pride by being respectful, responsible, ready, and resilient. This month, we've really worked on resiliency. We've had some great strides with students getting caught up with some of the things they were behind on and being resilient to finish the school year and not give up. Here you can see how many students have had a major in 7th and 8th grade. That would be just 1. And I mean, here across demographics, we would not want to see Hispanic be way above white or African American way above white. This is still a good distribution, it shows that what we're doing with fidelity. Because PBIS is research-based, it should be a fair and equitable system, and we're running it with fidelity. Now we look at how many of the students there do we see 2 or fewer times, and how many do we see 3 or more? So we had 30 students we saw 3 or more times. We have 698 students in the building. This means right now we are at 96%. So we are meeting that goal. That's a success. And again, a lot of work goes into these numbers, a lot of interventions, a lot of relationships with students, a lot of plans. We also look at minors. And so you probably have heard conversations about minors. So we have 5 minors that we keep track of: technology misuse, disrespect, off-task behavior, inappropriate language, and refusal to work. And we keep track of it. What we've started to do is Minor Monday. So students who've had 2 minors in a week, we divide them into groups by any of these 5 topics, and they come down and meet with either Mr. Sinram, me, Mr. Rich, Mrs. Cunningham, or Mr. Stolk. We have a 10-minute conversation about what happened, why it happened, and what we're going to do differently. We've had very few students end up coming to see us more than once. Those students, Mr. Sinram takes into his office and they call parents, and parents are involved with the conversation about why we are seeing them a second time. And that has been very successful as well. So that kind of concludes our 3 school improvement plans, goals. And there's a lot to celebrate there. A lot to celebrate that academically, our students are growing. We have started to get some of the ISAS state assessment data back, and I haven't gotten to get in and look to see if we've continued to narrow the gaps for all of our subgroups. But I'll be into that soon. I think I'm still kind of waiting for the writing test to come back. So anyway, questions about the school improvement goals? Or anything you saw there that you have a question about? Okay.
It's nice to see those goals being hit. That's good.
Yeah.
Good productivity.
Yes. And the thing is, even if you don't make the goal, there are parts of the goal that you can be doing well. And I think that's as important. Our goals are meant to be goals. They're stretch goals. And it gives us something to aspire to. If we're easily making them, I mean, they're not really worth working for. So yeah, thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of teachers working very hard on that. Okay, so the last 3 days of school, just to give you a general idea, after Memorial Day, the Tuesday after Memorial Day, we'll run a Wednesday schedule, and then we'll have our final access. And so they'll be able to finish their access clubs. Next year, we're going to be, if you have a 7th grade student, they are already working on access clubs for next year. The students are coming up with ideas and then going to teachers and finding a teacher who will facilitate or partner with them. And then they will fill out a form, and now we're becoming more formal with our access clubs. We want them to be a club. They need to be something that they're working together, that has student leadership, and that they're working towards learning and then doing an activity. So we had some access clubs that were just activities. No, we need them to be more than that. And the students have come up with great ideas and found teachers to partner with them. That's how we want our clubs to be. There are sub clubs that we will for sure have, and then there are other clubs that we let students come up with on their own. And so next year they'll be able to come together, and we'll continue to have access clubs. We want them to be really purposeful though. And that they're called access because everybody has access to be in a club. Nobody will be pulled for any other reason and not be able to be a part of a club. So that's why that's called access. All right, that's Tuesday. Wednesday, we're going to run a special schedule. During Tiger Time, they're going to clean out lockers. Everything comes home on Wednesday. It's Wednesday. So Wednesday, we will run a special schedule during Tiger Time. They're going to clean out their lockers. Everything comes home. So at the end of the day, they'll be bringing a bunch of stuff to you. The other thing they're going to do is they're going to get their yearbooks and they'll be able to sign yearbooks. At the end of the day, Wednesday, their yearbook should also come home. It should not come back on Thursday. And then at the end of the day, we will have the 8th grade party. And the 7th grade will do a form of win, which means their work should be in. Students who don't have work in will have extra time to get work done. Students who do have work in, the teams are working at something fun, and students will have choice as to what that fun thing looks like. But for 8th grade, if there's anybody here that wants to talk about what the 8th grade party is going to look like, that was kind of my third agenda item. So Wednesday, 8th grade party. Anybody want to? I know Mr. Sinram can share.
I'm helping. I don't know if I know the details. I'll be there.
So in the past, we used to actually would have been last Friday. We did like a night 8th grade party, and our kids have just become busier people as have parents, and between like the Worlds of Fun trip every other year and youth sports and other activities, we just weren't getting the attendance that we used to, and so we're putting in a day just to celebrate as a group. We've had somebody from Valley Southwoods, either the principal or assistant principal, come talk about expectations for the next year and get them ready to join their friends from Stillwell and form the class of what would be 2026 or 2027, 2027. And then we just have some snacks and time to celebrate with them. And then sorry, Christy Benz, special ed director, has entered our CPI discussion. You know everything about. He's going to also volunteer at the 8th grade party. She's in charge of handing out ice cream sundaes. You're finding that out. But yeah, that's what it's going to look like, and it's simple, it's short, but it accomplishes the same goal: celebrate the class and get them ready to go to school. Mr. Tudor has been asked to DJ. Our current sub, but former longtime teacher, and he has graciously accepted that. He's going to leave some stuff and even come back the next day. Yeah. So that's it. It's simple, but it's also a lot of fun. The kids like it.
Yeah, we've done this the past few years, and we do a class picture. Some of you who've had older children know that we used to have a class picture in the fall, and the 7th grade class picture and the 8th grade class picture. We now have all the 8th graders sit on the hill and we take a picture, and then we use that and put it on our television display that's out front here. All right, Thursday is the last day of school. We have a special schedule, lots of fun things going on. They will get to every class for about 10 minutes. We have start the day with walk, run, roll, which CPI also helps us with. It's a little fundraiser. We use that to leave a 8th grade gift as they move forward, and it's something that we'll use that's from the 8th graders specifically, but everybody can raise money for walk, run, roll. The teachers participate too. That's how we start the day. And then after we come back, we have some different activities going on. I know that we'll also have what's called field day. So they'll go through a rotation and they can sign up for a different activity. The teachers are involved with that activity too. And then they rotate kind of through 3 different activities. It's been a lot of fun. We've done that for, I don't know, over 15 years. Field day fun. Then we go into lunch. The teams will run Tiger Time during lunch. They'll do team awards. They'll do some other different types of activities. Every student will get to eat that final day. After lunch, they'll go back to Tiger Time for a couple minutes, and then we'll go down to the gym to finish the day in an all-school assembly. We're going to give out some big awards. We always give out a Cheryl Stokes Award for just being positive and enthusiastic in the face of adversity. We always give some Outstanding Students Awards. We'll give a Tiger of the Year Award, and there'll be a Leadership Awards given too. And then I think the staff has a skit they're getting ready to do. It's gonna be fun. I think they're dressing up like each decade, so it'll be fun. And then we'll finish with a slideshow. and we'll watch the slideshow. Then what we do is we have all the students come up, we have them all go through the student center, and then they come down the hallway towards the front door, and they all leave through the front door because the teachers line up on either side of the hallway, and we clap them out, give them hugs, do whatever, just to say goodbye. Some kids don't want to go, they come back in, there's some emotion, but we're just so proud of them. And then if we have retirees or teachers that are leaving, we clap them out too. We don't have retirees this year, but last year we had some, and that was cool. So if we have any, we do have a few teachers. We have 3 teachers that are moving on to other places. We'll clap them out, and that's how we'll finish the year. Then Friday, teachers come back, they finish grades, take care of all that business. So that's how we're ending the year. Tells you a little bit about 8th grade party, walk, run, roll that we want all students to participate in, and that's the year. Questions about that, or any questions at all as we finish the year?
I don't think so. Sounds fun.
Good. Well, we're going to try to stay academically rigorous as long as we can. After Memorial Day, we'll have a little bit of work, but then we'll have some celebration and play. And that's a good way to end the year. All right. Any other business for us today then?
Hey, Shane, I may have missed this, but I just wanted to say thank you for all the teacher appreciation. I don't know if you guys covered that or not, but that was awesome. Our staff was over the top appreciative. So I just wanted to say thank you if it hadn't got said.
It did, but thanks. That's great. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you. It's good to hear from you too. Just outstanding. An outstanding week. I mean, I can't even tell you. You could feel their joy. Of course, teachers and food, always a winner.
Yeah.
Always a winner.
Me too.
Yeah. All right. Anything else then for today's meeting?
I guess not.
Okay.
Thank you. This is our last meeting. We don't have another meeting. I think we have one next year as our next CPI General Counsel. I'll double check with Elizabeth Larson, and I'm sure we'll get an email about that here shortly. So.
Oh, the other thing I forgot to say is that we had a fund. We raised money at the Valentine's dance, and we had the money left over. So what we did was we bought a here t-shirt that says I'm here for your future. Every teacher got a shirt that says I'm here for your future. And we had some other leadership and student council groups, students that also received shirts, just to try to, and it had a different saying. But I just want to say thank you that we used that money. I think it went to good use, and just letting kids know that we're here for them.
Love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.